The night smelled of danger and desire. Dim lights, slow music, and the kind of heat that clung to the skin. I wasn't supposed to be here, not with her. But when she walked in, everything else blurred into nothingness. She moved like a secret, dangerous, untamed, meant to be kept hidden. A black silk dress hugged her curves, slipping off her shoulder just enough to tease. Her lips, deep red, curled into a smile that sent a jolt straight through my core. She knew exactly what she was doing to me. Her gaze locked onto mine from across the room, unblinking, full of challenge. My throat went dry. I could feel the weight of her eyes, stripping me down, daring me to come closer. The logical part of my brain screamed at me to walk away, to ignore the fire she was playing with. But my feet had a mind of their own. I stood up. Her smirk deepened. She took a slow sip of her drink, eyes never leaving mine, and then, deliberately, she licked a single drop off her lip. My pulse slammed against my ribs. I shouldn't. I really, really shouldn't. But when she turned and started walking away, glancing over her shoulder with that wicked glint in her eye, I followed. She led me through the dimly lit hallway, her heels clicking against the marble floor, each step a silent promise of what was about to come. My breath was uneven, my pulse a wild drumbeat in my chest. I should have stopped. I knew this was a game I couldn't afford to lose. But then she stopped. She turned, leaning against the wall, her fingers lazily tracing the neckline of her dress. "You've been watching me all night," she murmured, her voice dripping with amusement. "Tell me, what exactly do you want?" Her words were a loaded gun, aimed straight at my restraint. I stepped closer, so close that the heat of her body seeped into mine. My hand lifted, hesitant at first, but when my fingers grazed her bare shoulder, she didn't pull away. Instead, she tilted her head, exposing more skin, daring me to touch her. My jaw clenched. "You know exactly what I want." Her lips curled. "Then take it." A storm broke inside me. My hand slid to her waist, fingers tightening against the silk, pulling her flush against me. She gasped, a soft, breathy sound that sent fire straight through my veins. I didn't wait. My lips crashed against hers, claiming, tasting, devouring. She melted into me, nails digging into my back, pulling me deeper into the fire we had just ignited. The hallway was too open, too risky, but neither of us cared. This wasn't just attraction. This was hunger, and we were just getting started. Her back hit the cold wall, but the fire between us burned hotter than ever. My hands explored the curve of her waist, gripping tight as if I could pull her deeper into me. Her breath came in short gasps, lips swollen from the way I had just claimed them. "You're playing a dangerous game," I murmured against her jaw, my voice thick with desire. She smirked, her fingers slipping beneath my shirt, nails dragging against my skin. "And you love it." Damn right I did. Her dress clung to her like a second skin, but I wanted it gone. My fingers traced the thin straps, pulling them down ever so slowly. She shivered under my touch, her chest rising and falling as anticipation coiled tight between us. "Someone might see us," she whispered, but there was no fear in her voice, only excitement. "Then be quiet," I smirked, capturing her lips again, swallowing the soft moan that escaped her throat. Her hands fisted in my hair, tugging, pulling me closer until there was no space left between us. Every inch of her body pressed against mine, warm, desperate, aching. My fingers trailed lower, exploring, teasing, driving her insane with every slow, deliberate touch. "You're torturing me," she panted, her head falling back against the wall. I chuckled darkly. "That's the point." She gasped as my hand slid further down, claiming, possessing every shudder, every breathless sigh, every whispered plea sent a thrill down my spine. I leaned in, my lips brushing against her ear. And we haven't even started yet. Her breath hitched as my lips trailed down her neck, slow and deliberate, leaving a path of fire against her skin. Her fingers dug into my shoulders, her body arching toward me as if she couldn't take the torment any longer. "You like teasing me, don't you?" she whispered, her voice a breathy mix of frustration and pleasure. I smirked, my hands tightening around her waist, pulling her even closer. Maybe, or maybe I just like watching you lose control. Her eyes darkened with something wild, something dangerous. And then, in one swift motion, she flipped the game. She pushed me back, her hand sliding under my shirt, nails raking against my skin, making me groan. She wasn't just a temptation. She was a storm, ready to consume everything in her path. "Then let's see how much control you really have," she murmured, her lips grazing the shell of my ear. Heat coiled deep inside me. Every inch of distance between us disappeared as my hands roamed, claiming, exploring. She gasped, her head falling back as she surrendered to the intensity between us. The world outside didn't exist anymore. No rules, no regrets, just the fire raging between us, threatening to burn us both alive. And neither of us wanted to be saved. Her body fit against mine like we were made to be tangled in this moment, breathless, lost, consumed by a fire neither of us could extinguish. My hands traced slow, lazy circles down her back, feeling her shiver under my touch. Every sigh that left her lips sent a jolt straight through me, making it impossible to hold back any longer. "You drive me insane," I whispered against her skin, my lips hovering just above hers. She smiled, slow, teasing, wicked. "Then don't hold back." That was all it took. My hands tightened around her waist, lifting her, pressing her against me so there was nothing left between us but heat and desire. Her breath hitched as my lips found her collarbone, tracing every inch, memorizing the way she trembled, the way she whispered my name like it was the only thing she knew. "Tell me to stop," I murmured, my voice rough, desperate. Her fingers curled around my shirt, pulling me even closer. "I'd rather tell you to never stop." The night stretched before us, endless, intoxicating, filled with whispered promises and stolen breaths. Every touch, every lingering kiss, every slow, delicious second made it clear. Tonight, we belonged to nothing but this moment, and neither of us wanted it to end. The night wrapped around us like a velvet secret, dangerous, intoxicating, and impossible to escape. My fingers traced the bare skin of her back, feeling the way her breath hitched with every slow, deliberate touch. She wasn't just in my arms. She was in my veins, burning through every last shred of control I had left. She looked up, her eyes heavy with something deeper than just desire. This wasn't supposed to happen like this." I smirked, my hand cupping her face, my thumb brushing over her parted lips. And yet, here we are. Her lips curved into a smile, her fingers slipping into my hair, tugging just enough to make my breath falter. "You're dangerous." I leaned in, my lips ghosting over hers, teasing, testing. "And you love it." She didn't deny it. Instead, she closed the distance, kissing me with a hunger that rivaled my own. Her hands roamed, her touch searing, claiming, making it clear. Whatever this was, it wasn't just a fleeting mistake. It was something neither of us could stop. Time blurred. Every stolen breath, every whispered name, Every lingering touch melted into a perfect chaos that neither of us wanted to escape from. This wasn't just passion. This was surrender. The night had been nothing short of a storm, wild, unrelenting, consuming. But as dawn painted the sky with hues of gold and rose, everything felt different, softer, more real. She lay beside me, tangled in the sheets, her head resting on my chest, fingers tracing lazy patterns on my skin. The fire between us hadn't faded. It had only settled into something deeper, something that didn't need words to be understood. "I didn't think," she whispered, her voice hesitant. I tilted her chin up, making her look at me. "Didn't think what?" She bit her lip, her eyes searching mine. "That this would feel like more than just a night?" A slow smile tugged at my lips. I ran a hand through her hair, letting my fingers linger against her cheek. "Maybe because it was never just a night." She blinked, her breath catching. "You mean—" I leaned in, brushing my lips over hers, slow and deep, making sure she felt every unspoken word between us. When I pulled away, I rested my forehead against hers. "I mean, I'm not done with you. Not even close." A slow, breathtaking smile spread across her face, and just like that, I knew this wasn't just a secret stolen in the dark. This was the start of something we weren't ready to let go of. The night had been unforgettable,